crowned 125 East Supercross champion. Chad Reed won that title last week, but tonight from Pontiac, Michigan, Reed continues on another quest. That one to win all 7 races in the 2002 regular season. From the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. Welcome to the final round of the 125 East Supercross season. It's EA Sports Supercross presented by Speed Stick. Already clinching the title last week in St. Louis. As we take a look at our Suzuki storyline tonight, can Reed continue to run the table? Can the young Frenchman Eric Sorby, who took 3rd in a second, step one more up on the podium tonight? And who wants 3rd place? Former Arenacross champion Buddy Antunez has climbed to within 6 points of Steve Boniface in 3rd. Staying out of trouble this season has been a priority. With more, Davey Combs.
Well, Chad Reed's quest for the perfect season became easier by a factor of 2 last week when Grant Langston and Larry Ward got off together at the St. Louis Supercross. Ward suffered a separated shoulder in the crash and will probably be out to the 125 National start in May. As for Langston, he was actually okay from that wreck, but 3 days later he stepped off while testing in California, came down on his heel, and now he's out as well. Langston may also miss the 125 East-West shootout in Las Vegas on May 4th. For Langston, it was a miserable end to a miserable season for the man that many thought would be champion when it was all over.
We've seen about every track configuration possible here at the Silverdome over the years, David Bailey. Let's look at the Speed Stick track map.
Well, you can see it's a little bit shorter start than what we've had lately, and that first corner is going to get really small for 20 guys charging into it. A rhythm section all the way down here. This one is a little bit tougher, and as they work their way over the first triple, the whoop section leads them right into this tunnel section where they come out right here. A lot of riders have been having problems with this area that sets up a different timing down that straightaway across the starting line. You're going to see some ruts developing, making it hard to jump these little doubles right here at the near side, and there they are lined up, and there's that first corner I talked about being really small.
The first heat for our 125 qualifying round, just about set to get underway. Michael Brown, he won his very first Supercross here in 1994 in a 125. Boniface 3rd in points. Jesseman, if he gets a good start, look out. Jeff Gibson, an Iron Man. Kelly Smith, he's a fast starter. Isaiah Johnson, Short, Menenga, Hill, Velati, Karsten, Baraka, Woods, Ripple, Kissing, Jennison, Horton, Carlson, Hansel, and also Bauman. There's Brown, number 3. We're set to go. Kelly Smith hit the corner first. But he's having a hard time controlling the lead. Kelly says Smith, number 34. Bounces out in front now of Jeff Gibson, number 275. So a good, clean start out of a tight first turn.
You know what's amazing is the tighter you make that first corner, you think the guys are going to have problems there, but they're all careful because they recognize how small it is.
There goes Brown, number 3, through the picture. 66 is Barry Karsten, and that's our leader, Kelly Smith. He is the only rider in the 125 East to have more than one hole shot in a main event.
I think he has 4 of them,
yeah.
Add another one to that. Gibson right behind him coming through the pack. He started about 19th, 18th, or 19th last week in the main event. Came all the way to 4th.
Is Gibson something phenomenal? I mean, he's 5 times this year. He's been in both main events, having to qualify for the 125 and 250 race.
Well, he just needs one more breakthrough race like he had last week, possibly a podium finish, maybe run up front for a little while in the lead like Kelly's done quite a few times. And then maybe a factory might take a look at him and give him a little bit more help. It's tough to do this stuff as a privateer.
Boniface is on the run, though, behind 275. Let's go to Davey.
You guys are talking about what a great effort Jeff Gibson's put in. Check it out. He actually is riding with a separated shoulder. Yesterday he crashed, went off the track at practice, came down on the concrete, slid into the wall like a hockey player. They were taken to the ambulance to the hospital. They told him he has a first-degree separation right shoulder. But Jeff said, you know what? I got to do it. This is the last round.
He's coming off a career best at St. Louis, a 4th place in the 125s. That put him in the top 10, so at least he didn't have to pre-qualify today.
Yeah, he just cased that triple. That's got to hurt his shoulder. Look at everybody get into that corner. It's not a lot of room there. Everyone's careful in that first race. See Mike Brown buried in the pack right there. Not a good start for him. He's been getting good starts, but not consistent. If he had the starts of Kelly Smith, he might be looking a lot closer to Chad Reed right now in the series.
Well, really, it's a good thing that he has 2nd place fairly secure in the points, because a 14th place finish, that's the first time all season he's finished out of the top 4 last week in St. Louis, number 3. Jesseman, number 28.
Yeah, he's ready for a breakthrough ride. As is Josh Woods. Josh's best finish was in Daytona before last weekend, a 6th place on a tough track, proving that this youngster's got some toughness. And then he backed that up. He pretty much came through the pack with Jeff Gibson last week. Josh Woods did, number 62. There he is in the top of the screen to his best finish at 5th. So these guys are starting to work their way into podium position.
Number 28, though, Jesseman, boy, when he's been called upon to come through the pack, for instance, Daytona, a tough endurance race, he started 13th and ended up in 4th. So he's got that speed, but he's just got to get the good starts.
Watched Jesseman yesterday in the practice session jump in behind Chad Reed, and for like 3 laps, number 28 right there, he was with Reed. Reed pulled away just slightly, and then Jesseman reeled him back in. So he's got the speed, but he's got to put the whole night together. Get the start, ride well, ride loose, make good decisions. It's tough to get it all working, and you're searching so hard as a privateer, before you start winning races.
Final transfer spot, 351. I should say 357. That's Bill. He's in the spot, and he goes flying.
Boy, he hit the ground hard. It looks like he's okay. He's a little dazed. Where's my bike? I don't mean to make light of it, but
that takes the pressure.
Seems like he's okay.
It really takes the pressure off of Isaiah Johnson in that final transfer spot.
Well, watch. He comes up just a little bit short. Just ahead of Hadsel over the bars. He kind of rolled off of it. It wasn't like a hard impact. It could have been a lot worse. Luckily, Hadsel wasn't following him.
So David Hill out of New Philadelphia, Ohio, will be going hopefully to the LCQ. Here's our leader, Kelly Smith.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot about everybody but this guy. He's always up front. He's always got a good shot.
His best finish of the year was a 6th place in Minnesota. I should say a 4th in Atlanta. But the last 3 races has been in double digits. A hard crash on the 10th lap last week in St. Louis, and he ended up at 18th after a whole shot start and leading the first 2 laps. So Kelly Smith really trying to put it together here tonight for Moto Triple X DPY.
Would this be his first heat race win?
Yes.
Yeah, I know he's led a bunch of races, main events too, but I can't think of him winning one of these. This could be...
He came in 2nd in New Orleans.
Yeah, this could be one of those little breakthroughs that I keep talking about. That's all it is. You just, one little thing clicks for you, and all of a sudden you're like, hey, I belong up here. There's nothing to be nervous about. And you ride a little bit differently. You're starting to open up a little bit of a lead now.
The checker, Kelly Smith. He wins the first qualifying heat. Gibson in 2nd. Boniface, Brown. Let's check out the final transfer spot. Baraka trying to catch up with Johnson. There's Johnson, number 58. So Isaiah Johnson held on after Hill went flying off his bike. And he will transfer directly to the main event. The others will be fighting for the last 4 positions in the last chance qualifier. As only the top 9 graduate directly out of the main event, out of this qualifying round. Checking out now the Honda results page. Smith, Gibson, Boniface, Brown, and Short are top 5. That was a great race for Gibson. Jesseman, Woods, Johnson, Baraka, all going to the main event here in the 125. Chad Reed looking on very calmly.
That's just a total look of confidence right there.
He goes for a qualifying try and tries to keep his string alive. Welcome back to Pontiac, Michigan. And a young man from Leadington, Michigan just took our first qualifying round, and he's with our Davey Coombs.
Well, Kelly, how's it feel to win in front of about 60,000 of your Michigan neighbors?
Oh, it's great. You know, I've been trying to put it together like this in a heat race for a long time, and finally did. You know, last chance, last round of the East Coast, and still working really good, really confident. And I want to put it up on the podium tonight.
Get one more of those patented hole shots in the main?
You know what? I guarantee people at the beginning of the year I was going to get 5 out of the 8. I've gotten 4 so far, so I need to get this 5th one to back myself up.
We'll see. Good luck.
All right. Thanks a lot, Dave.
Now the Heat 2 qualifying lineups. Chad Reed, the newly crowned 2002 champion. Battling for third is Antunez. Schnell, the 2-time career winner. John Dowd. He won a 125 race here on this very day back in 1996. Kevin Johnson, Eric Sorby, the Frenchman. Summy, our helmet cam, Ryan Clark. He's trying to qualify for both 125 and 250 main events here tonight. You'll check him out. He's number 54. 917 is Sorby, who's hit the podium twice. A 3rd place in his very first American race 2 races ago, and his 2nd place last week in St. Louis. We're just about set. The 30-second board is up for our 2nd qualifying round. There's Buddy Antunez, number 100. There's our helmet cam on Ryan Clark, right next to the doghouse.
There's a 30-second card up there. That goes sideways. There it goes. Stare at the gate. We got at least 5 seconds.
And we're off. Oh, lots of action right off the beginning.
Chad Reed bumping. Everybody stays out. A couple guys going off the track, though. That's what I'm talking about. First turn gets a little narrow. And we got the whole shot. Our helmet camera is leading this thing.
Here we go. Number 54, Ryan Clark. We're not going to see many people in front of him now. Buddy Antunez in 2nd place, and Sorby is in 3rd. Fighting it out with Boniface. Or I should say Dowd. There's 103 going through our camera. Chad Reed. He doesn't seem usually concerned with his placement in qualifying.
No, that look we showed as we went to commercial, that's no concern on his face ever. Over the big finish line jump, that's huge. I was too chicken to ride over that thing on the 4-wheeler. This is a triple. Little stair step double jump right there. They cross the starting line, a big left-hand sweeper. And this is tricky. You got a big double here. It sets you up for a double tabletop. I don't even know what to call this thing. It's pretty interesting. And then this is the section that's going to get tricky later.
Looks like a Himalayas.
Yeah, these things, you got to be perfect to double through there. And as the race goes on,
Here comes Antunez. Whoa, it's going to get close.
See how he went on the corner on the inside right there? That was to take away the block pass opportunity. Buddy Antunez, rather. Here comes Sorby.
Sorby to the inside. It rubs a little boot wax there with Antunez. And whoa, hang on, Crick.
Now, what a pack behind Clark right now. Down the tail end of it.
Ryan Clark, number 54. Buddy Antunez, number 100. And it's Sorby, number 917. Don't let the number fool you. Whoa, we're getting close. Buddy Antunez makes the pass.
Here comes Sorby on the outside.
A good clean pass by Sorby.
We could have put him over those tough blocks, I think.
Ryan Clark with the helmet cam being polite.
Now Reed is right behind Clark right now. Comes through with a little bit different timing. I said that section will get tough. It got the better of Clark right there, and Reed's around him.
So it's Clark, Antunez, Reed, and Sorby. Don't forget the top 9 qualify.
Now I'm anxious to see who wins the battle between Sorby and Reed. I really believe, although Antunez is out front looking great, I believe it's Sorby and Reed that are the fastest guys right now. So this could really set up for the main event.
Sorby, oh, he just missed the block pass on Antunez.
He knew he couldn't do it, Art, but he went in there and showed him a wheel anyway, just to let him know. Don't go wide there again. You force that guy out front to start worrying about you, and maybe you can get him to make a mistake.
Chad Reed right now being very patient in third as we take a look at the two battling out front. Here's Sorby to the inside. That time he showed him more than a wheel.
Yeah, there was contact that time, and Reed takes advantage.
Reed coming up on Buddy Antunez.
It looked like he was going to be able to get around, but that wasn't the fastest timing through that rhythm section.
Antunez, the former 7-time Arenacross champion, took a gamble coming back in his Supercross, but he's done a good job for Suzuki. Blimpie. Reed tries to cut short. Here it is by the bar at the ropes. Reed gets the angle.
That was Sorby a moment ago taking over the lead, trying to put some distance on Reed, but Reed would get the every time Reed recognizes, okay, the challenge has been put on me, here's what I gotta do. Schnell went down, Reed's teammate. Looks like he's holding his right shoulder and maybe a collarbone. That's too bad because Schnell started the season injured and was just working himself into a great position at Podium last weekend. He was looking good all day.
His first podium of the year at third. He came into the season injured. David really couldn't give it his all in the early part of the year. Here's the battle between Reed and Sorby.
This is a prelude to the main event. I really feel like these two guys, as they're proving right now, they're the hot shots in this 125 division.
Wouldn't it be something if Sorby number 917 breaks the string in the main event of Chad Reed. Reed, beautiful cut to the inside as they go into that difficult area underneath the bridge.
Well, I was talking about earlier, you try to get the rider in front of you to worry about what you're doing. And that time, Sorby had been going tight, but he went wide. He heard Reed coming. Reed got him to do the thing that he was hoping he would do and squared him off for the lead.
Final laps. Antunez still holding on to third with Clark in fourth. The top 9 qualify, don't forget, directly to the main event.
Now watch Sorby. He's just going to learn. Check this guy out. Wouldn't be surprised if he was able to put a move back on him before the end. See, Reed, he's already looking where he's going to go. He was trying to set Sorby up by going wide like that through the woods. Sorby covered it just like he thought, and he went right back under it. His mechanic looks as confident as Reed does, doesn't he?
Zach White.
Looks like no big deal.
But I think that just goes to show how smart a rider number 103 Chad Reed has become over his very youthful career.
And I'll tell you what, although Kelly looked great out front, winning his first heat race, 59.5 is nothing compared to this high 57.
The checkers. And Chad Reed picks up the victory.
Looks like Clark will pick up fourth.
Clark, a good ride. Johnson just in front of Clark.
Byrne getting that final transfer spot.
154, looking for the 9th position.
That feels good to get in the main event. The first time I came up here as a privateer, I had the position till the final corner and just got plowed by a guy named Rick Burgett. I had to go and with a semi and the last chance qualifier, didn't make the main. Such a relief to make the main event out of the heat.
Especially, this is Byrne's first main event in the 125 East season. But Chad Reed, he put it all together for his 4th victory in a qualifying round so far this year. The Suzuki lineup there as we go Chad Reed, Sorby, Antunez, Johnson in 4th. Clark made it in 5th with Dowd qualifying in 6th. Kelly, Marley, and then Byrne on their way to the main event. Ryan Clark's helmet cam giving us some great action. Last week in St. Louis, Ryan Clark provided these great helmet cam shots. Crowd here in the Silverdome is going wild, but don't forget our next ABC telecast, round 14 from Dallas. Join Terry Gannon, David Bailey, Davey Coombs at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific for the quest for the championship by a 16-year-old in the 125s, James Stewart. Here at qualifying at the Silverdome, it was Chad Reed, David Bailey, that simply dominated the qualifying round.
That guy is unbelievable. And I'll tell you what, he didn't get the best start. And on a track where we've seen very little passing, that guy hard to get. That's because he's 2 seconds a lap faster than anybody else in the field.
Michigan natives did pretty well as Kelly Smith. We know he gets hole shots, but he held on for the checkers this time around.
Yeah, his first heat race win, he's got to be happy. The hometown race for him, and he's going for number 5 in that main event. If he gets the start, he'll have a great chance for podium, but I don't think he can hold off Chad Reed. Another Michigan rider, Josh Woods, coming off his best finish last week in St. Louis, 5th place. He's got some motivation to get in there and try to steal a podium finish.
Our Davey Coombs talked with Chad Reed.
Chad, that's a great start to your night. First of all, tell me about that pass on Eric Sorby.
He was riding really aggressive, and I just kind of just sat back and watched him. I didn't want to put myself where he could put me on the ground, and I put myself to the outside, and I could see him coming in, and I just turned underneath him. He was too high on the berm, and you know, I got to expect that kind of stuff going into the final. I want to get a good start, hole shot hopefully, and clear away from those guys so I don't have to deal with it.
Good luck in the main.
Thanks, Davey.
Our EA Sports Rider of the Week is newly crowned champion Chad Reed. Reed won the championship in his very first try at racing in America and sat down to visit with another champion, Jeff Emig.
Are you surprised with this season?
To win every race, I'm surprised. I come here, people thought that I could win, but they really didn't know if I could win every race or not.
Chad Reed gets his 6th in a row. He is 6 out of 6.
I think everybody wants to win all the races. To go and actually do it it's a lot of fun. I guess when you're winning, it's always fun. I think the championship would mean a lot more to me if I go and win. I got to this position because I've won them all, and I'd like to carry that on. There's nothing better than winning.
This year you've been extremely patient. What's that all about?
Going to Europe last year, I learned a lot. I had to take things a little easier because the hospitals are pretty scary in Europe, and I kind of slowed myself down, and slowly I got faster. Everybody seems to think that I ride like Jeremy, and Jeremy was a huge idol of mine. I guess when somebody's winning so much, you want to be like them, and I love how Jeremy rides. He stays lower than everybody, and he's very technical.
Tell me about your 250 deal with Yamaha.
What I really wanted to do was to ride 250s, and it's worked out perfect. I have a 250 ride, and I signed with 2 years with Yamaha, and I really enjoy riding a 250, and I can't wait for next year. Now that I'm in the 250 class, I really want to win. I believe I can. But yeah, just put a good career together here in America and win some championships, hopefully, and I'd be very happy.
Do you have anything you want to tell the 250 riders right now?
No, I don't really like blowing my own trumpet. I want to win. I do what it takes to win, and I'll be ready. It's no reason why I can't beat you guys.
So Chad Reed here tonight at the Silverdome, racing for pride as you take a look at his stats, trying to sweep and become only the 2nd rider in the history of the 125s to win every race during a 125 regular season. Yesterday, Brian Clark took us for a ride on this track.
The first turn, it's one of the shorter starts, directly into a rhythm section. Notice the ruts here, very tricky. Case that a little bit. Going inside, right into another real tricky rhythm section. This is real steep. Let's step up. Into the big triple. We'll rail this outside berm before the whoop. Another big bowl turn. A lot of big bowl turns this week. Under the bridge to a rut. Little double-double. Back across the star straightaway. This is one of the faster tracks of the year. Turning right back across the star. Double-double. Into the big finish line double. Here's a little option section. This is new. Another big triple. Little step down. Across the start once more.
Great job, Ryan. As we take a look at the man taking the checkers in his qualifying heat, the main event of the 125 East is just around the corner for Chad Reed and the rest of the crew. Beautiful weather here in the Detroit area led to some fun tailgating. right here at the Silverdome. These fans anticipating the final round of the 125 East Supercross. And of course, as Chad Reed goes for 7 in a row to sweep this side of the Nation Series, the 125 West Bests will also meet him in Las Vegas May 4th for that East-West shootout and the final round for the 250s as well. Pay-per-view, live and direct from Las Vegas. Our Nissan LCQ results now for the 125s. The final 4 gate positions. Menenga, Hatzel, the veteran Barry Karsten, and Villani. Make it to the main event. Summy, well, he gets the gas card. Checking out our lineup now for the final 125 East race of the season. Kelly Smith actually had a faster total time in his qualifying heat than Chad Reed. Jeff Gibson, his finest qualifying of the season. Eric Sorby right up there. Steve Boniface, Buddy Antunez, as that battle for third is real important to these riders.
It is, and see Buddy sandwiched right between the 2 fastest guys, with the exception of Kelly Smith. Sorby right there to his left, Reed to his right. And those guys aren't as far to the inside as I thought they might be. You got Josh Woods and Dowd to their left on the far inside gates. I think you're going to see some guys get shoved in this first corner. They took it easy through there in the heat, but in the main event, that whole shot money's up for grabs, and you need a good start and have a shot at the win here.
32nd board is up. This will mark another great race from this pillar of tradition in Supercross, the Silverdome in the Detroit area. It's sideways. We're set to go now for the 125 main event from Pontiac.
Now Reed gets bumped right away.
It looked like Kelly Smith
By an inch.
a power hole shot.
Jesseman.
More Kearney. Mike Brown involved. Boniface is involved. Boy, can that open up things for Buddy Antunez.
And Buddy's running second place. He's got a great chance for third in the series. What an opportunity. I talked about it in the heat race. Jesseman needing to figure out the right combination, put it all together. He's already opened up a huge lead. Look at this kid. Flying.
A great break for Jesseman, who's really worked hard this season. Check it out from the helmet cam.
Right behind Mike Brown. Brown had nowhere to go. He goes right over the bike of Boniface. What a tough break there. And Kelly Smith, who looked like he got the whole shot, just got shuffled way back in the pack.
That would be his 5th of the year. Number 28, Branden Jesseman, our leader, coming off a second straight 6th place finish. He showed he's got the speed with a terrific comeback in that last race in St. Louis. On lap 6, he descended to 15th before finding his way back to 6th.
And Sorby puts the block pass. You can see it in the berm behind him on Antunez. Takes over second. He's still got 2 riders between himself and Reed. Remember, Reed charged through the pack into the lead in the heat race, posting the quickest lap times, but Jesseman already out of the picture.
And Antunez pick up 6 points on Boniface. That's the big question as far as 3rd place in the points in this final race of the season for the 125 East. Jesseman, Sorby, Antunez, Dowd moving up to 4th, and Reed is on the move. He just moved into 5th. There's Reed, the last one right behind Dowd. 103, making the move on number 16 on the KTM. Reed.
Unbelievable. Reed made a little mistake coming out of that corner. Still did the double and did the next one. He wasn't really set, but he knew that if he couldn't do that, he was going to lose contact with Antunez. He's got to keep the pressure on.
Great shot of the whoops now. Antunez, number 100. Let's check it. Check out the start once again. Look at Reed, 103.
Reed right at the bottom of your screen, gets a little bump. Has to let off the power right behind Mike Brown. Kelly Smith out front. Just edges Jesseman for the whole shot, so he does get 5 out of 8 as predicted. Reed right here. terrible start, but he's already up into contention. He's got a great chance to win this main event. The mechanic doesn't look too concerned right now.
Zach White is as cool as ever. He's seen as Chad Reed come up through the ranks twice this year. Reed has had so many, such a variety of ways of winning in those 6 previous victories.
Now, if he can win another one, we're going to see another variety. Just a little hiccup right there, losing some time. He's up into third now, trying to close the gap on Sorby, and he's slowly closing it, but Jesseman is gone.
15-lap main event. This is not short like a qualifying race. It'll give Chad Reed time to get up there and compete. Jesseman just hopes he can break away. Check out the pass now on Antunez.
Look how beautiful Reed floats that bike through the air sideways, sets himself up for the block pass. Nothing Antunez could do but try to cut back underneath him, and he kind of blew that a little bit, but kind of get the feeling that Reed was going to get around him anyway.
Back to Jesseman. He'll be celebrating another birthday coming up in a few days. About 3 days from now. Boy, would that be a great birthday present. His very first Supercross victory. We'll be right back to Pontiac to see if Branden Jesseman can hold off Sorby, Reed, and Antunez.
Listening to me.
Our helmet cam after the crash. Here in the 125 East main event, the final race for this division on the season in Pontiac, Michigan.
Nice coverage.
The battle for second is now taking place with Reed approaching 9:17. Sorby! Oh, Chad Reed!
Unbelievable. Sorby had no idea that was coming. It looked like Reed made that decision at the last second. Probably had it planned all along, but he did a nice job of disguising his intentions there, and Sorby just went wide thinking, well, he's not going to block test me. He switched at the last second.
Ryan Clark looking up. That's all he can do right now after that crash earlier. As Sorby had a 7.5-second lead on Jesseman. But the way Reed is gobbling up this track, look out. We might have a great finish.
Up until the last lap, Jesseman had posted 58, 59, faster than everybody, even Reed. But that time, Reed went down into the 59 range and matched Jesseman.
He looked over to see where Jesseman possibly was. You know, he's going to have to go to the edge to catch him, David.
It's 8 seconds he's got to make up. When they get into lap riders, that could be a little bit to the advantage of Reed, but so far Jesseman has ridden a beautiful race.
Branden Jesseman has been improving. 4th place finish at Daytona. It was even more impressive when you note that he had to go through the LCQ to make the main event and then got a 13th place start to come all the way back for his best race, the best finish of the year, a 4th place. Chad Reed trying for his 7th consecutive victory. Starting his pro career here in America with nothing but wins on the stopwatch.
Last lap by Reed. Only a couple of tenths faster than Jesseman out front. That's the first time in the race that he's been faster than Jesseman, only by 2 tenths. If that's all he can gain per lap, then Jesseman's got this one in the bag. But with Reed back there, you can never relax.
Let's check in trackside with Davey Coombs. Davey?
Well, Art, I'm down here with our helmet cam where, Ryan, it looked like mayhem out there. What happened?
Yeah, I didn't get the jump that I needed off the gate, and just chaos ensued. About halfway through the first lap, I came over the jump, and Boniface and Mike Brown were down there, and I ran into him. So by the time I got up, got my 4-stroke started, I was pretty far back, so I'm just going to concentrate on the 250 tonight.
All right, well, thanks for the views tonight.
Thanks a lot.
Ryan Clark has done a great job of that helmet cam the last couple of weeks, though, both in the 250s and the 125s. As we check out Chad Reed, look at that.
Beautiful. He jumped out of the whoop section, cleared those last 4 bumps, blast into the corner. See him using his body, trying to get a little bit more out of that bike that's already got plenty. He gets the signal, and find out he's 7 seconds down, it looks. So he's closing the gap a tiny bit. Still not enough.
You want to know what's happening as it happens? Log on to the live call of each Supercross with the webcast. ESPN.com, keyword Supercross.
Okay, Reed. Just momentum everywhere. timing is perfect. That's why a lot of people feel that he's got a great advantage over Stewart in Vegas at that shootout, because he just doesn't make mistakes. You can see there's the gap, the whole entire whoop section, but now Reed has him in sight. A little out of squirrely that time. Talked about the guy being flawless, and he's got to make me a liar.
Well, that live pay-per-view ought to be interesting coming up May 4th in Las Vegas with that shootout. Can Reed, you know, he said he doesn't think he has an advantage on hardtack like a lot of people have because he hasn't ridden that much on the four-stroke. He told us last week that he needed more practice on it.
Well, I think Stewart does too, because he's riding in the same stuff that Ricky Carmichael rides in down in Florida, but I'm sure they'll spend plenty of time on hardtack tracks out west to get themselves ready, get the tire selection dialed in.
Reed has cut Jesseman's lead to 6.24 seconds.
He's not closing fast enough with the laps that remain.
We asked Reed what was on his mind after wrapping up the championship and coming to Pontiac.
If I didn't get the sweeps, that really wouldn't determine me enough, but I got what really counts, which is the championship. But you know, I'm a racer. I really want to win, and I'm going to try my hardest to do that. I would be very disappointed to lose.
Chad Reed still in second place, trying to pull all the stops to try to catch Branden Jesseman. Jesseman, this could be a great breakthrough race for him and Suzuki.
And you can see the gap again, the entire straightaway right there. So once again, like I was saying, Reed's got him in sight, but Jesseman, I've been watching him, no mistakes. As long as he doesn't make a major mistake and let Reed get close, which would put a lot of pressure on this young kid, I think he's going to be okay. But he's got to be nervous.
Yeah. That's true. It's going to come down maybe to conditioning with that adrenaline running high. Jesseman, Reed, Sorby, Woods, and Antunez are top five. The pit party this afternoon, always fun for the fans. Back in Pontiac Silverdome, young number 28, Branden Jesseman, trying to give himself a birthday present. 4 laps to go. Jesseman looking for his very first 125 Supercross victory.
This is going to be the longest 4 laps of his life.
Reed is still pulling all the stops, trying to catch him.
And he is doing a good job. Watch Reed come out of the corner.
Uh-oh, here we go. Oh, it's going to be a great last 4 laps.
Jesseman is going to feel this.
He's got to reach back. He might be hurt.
I'll tell you what I'm noticing in Jesseman, and we're going to see it in just a moment. There you see the gap. It is, Jesseman is going to feel it. After the finish line jump where Jesseman, he's going wide. This corner right here, see how Reed tucks to the inside? Jesseman's been going wide, and if Reed can get close and Jesseman doesn't cover that line, he's in big trouble. Everywhere else, Jesseman's got a pretty good line, pretty solid. He's moving to the inside of that straightaway.
His lap's 2 seconds faster than Jesseman's per lap.
Well, the thing is, it wasn't in the beginning and it wasn't in the middle, but now down the stretch where it matters the most, he's starting to pick up the time.
There you see Kelly Smith, who got the whole shot. He's not happy at all. He's down in 10th and slipping rapidly. Jesseman still with that lead as number 103 on the Yamaha is chipping away to a 3.1-second lead. Sorby has moved into 3rd. Woods is looking for his best finish ever in 4th.
That's great for Woods. He's working his way up slow. A 6th in Daytona, a 5th last week, and if he can hang on to this, kind of a hometown race for him as well, being from Michigan.
But right now, the nerves of Jesseman. Look at that, the interval. You can see it there. Jesseman on the Suzuki, the yellow bike on the left.
Oh, Reed just pushing it, knocked the tuck block off the side of the track. He's giving it everything he got. He wants to run the table here in this division. He's got to ride flawless from here on out. Jesseman's been solid.
David, can he become only the 2nd rider in 125 history to go the entire season without a loss. Ricky Carmichael did it. He had 9 races that year and won all 9.
These guys are coming up on a pack of lapped riders. They're going to run into them in the final lap.
The white flag is out. It's down to a 1.5-second lead. It's down to man against man. Here to the 125 in Pontiac.
Could come down to the woods, Sarge. Reed's got to get close.
Does Jesseman have enough physically to keep it course?
What an upset this will be.
Here comes Reed.
Not taking anything away from Jesseman's talent, but who would have thought Jesseman would be the one that stopped Reed's streak?
It still could be Jesseman's best finish ever.
He's got to nail the wood section.
Reed with the second against the last lap. Here comes Reed in the ropes.
Oh, he makes a
Jesseman
mistake.
follows, goes to the inside. The crowd coming alive. They're on their feet. Jesseman is wheel to wheel on the last lap. Can he hold on one more turn? Jesseman, Reed can't get to him. Branden Jesseman is in the lead. Oh my goodness. The seconds for Jesseman. The breakthrough race of his career. The first win this year for Suzuki.
Reed drove right around him, didn't even look at him, and just bowed his head like, ugh, I wanted that win. He didn't even congratulate Jesseman. That's what a competitor Reed is right now. The mechanics showing sportsmanship, but Reed, he's not even riding around the track. He rode straight back to the mechanics area, and Jesseman is going to take his moment.
We always knew he had the speed, David, but that pressure at the end, that shows a lot of character.
It does. And he just about lost that front end in the final corner. He went on the inside just to cut off the block pass opportunity, and he almost lost the front end twice.
Let's go to Davey. He's with Chad.
Well, Chad, you gave it everything you had, and in the end, it looked like you needed just one more turn. The perfect streak is over. You're still the champion, but, man, I know you wanted that one.
Yeah, you know, I really don't know what to say. I got a terrible start, and I done the best I could. You know, that's all I expect out of myself. And, you know, I'm like anybody. I want to win them all. And unfortunately tonight, I got beat by the first time, but, you know, that's racing. That happens. And really only need one more lap. But, you know, I want to congratulate Branden. He rode a great race. And I want to thank my Yamaha mobiles, Smith goggles, and just everybody, Dunlop tires, for not getting me the best start, but you know, they got me pretty safe, and we got the Nationals in Vegas to look forward to.
Well, good luck. You got that pay-per-view shootout coming up on May 4th with James Stewart. Good luck, Chad.
Yeah, thanks, Dave.
The start where Reed did not fare well.
Now, I thought he got bumped a little bit, but that was his own fault. He got out a little crooked and had to back out of the power. Jesseman almost getting the whole shot. Kelly Smith beating him to it, but what mattered most was Jesseman had the inside, got the lead, and never let go of it.
And this is really where number 103 made it up.
Well, he went through the same as he had been, but Jesseman, he hit a few at the end right there. Really gave up some time. He was holding on for dear life. I wouldn't want to be in his shoes right now. He must have been so nervous, but now that he's done it, I think he can relax a little bit from now on. He's going, okay, I made it through it. It's not that bad.
So Jesseman becomes only the second winner in the entire East Division.
Yeah, and also Sorby, another podium.
Another podium as we take a look at the Suzuki results page. Jesseman, Reed, Sorby in third. He'll get on that podium with Woods in fourth. Short, a fine run for Andrew Short in fifth. Dowd sixth. Antunez, Gibson in the eighth position. Johnson and Brown rounding out that top 10. We'll be right back to the Silverdome. Our Honda flashback. Check it out. The great competition between 28 and 103, won by Branden Jesseman. Scooters. The 58,920 fans saw Chad Reed's string of victories broken here tonight. And a pressurized first-time win for Branden Jesseman. Our Davey Combs is with the jubilant winner right now.
Branden, I know that you have waited and worked for this for a long, long time. How does it feel to finally win a 125 Supercross?
Oh, I mean, it feels great. I mean, I actually don't think it's sunk in yet, but it feels great. I mean, I've been working so hard. I mean, Gary Semick and Blimpie, Suzuki, Roger, my mechanic. I mean, everyone's working so hard. I'm finally able to give something back from it. It feels great.
You rode a perfect race, and you had to stop the perfect season of Chad Reed. But I got to ask you at the end, could you see him coming? Were you getting nervous?
Yes, I mean, I heard him coming a little every lap, and I was making a few mistakes through the whoops, but I'm just happy to stay up and get a win for Suzuki.
Well, congratulations. I know your manager, Roger DeCoster, has to be thrilled.
Yeah, I know he is. It feels good.
The Suzuki point sheet, Jesseman's first Supercross win, vaults him from 6th past Boniface and Antunez to finish 3rd in the 125 East. As Chad Reed, of course, already declared champion, and Michael Brown had that cushion. Sorby, his 3rd podium. He's with Davey.
Well, Eric, once again, very good ride. You got on the podium 3 times in a row.
Yeah, I know. 3 races in USA and 3 podiums. For me, it's good. Just tonight, the track is more difficult. It's very technical. The whoop very hard. It's okay for me. I'm happy.
Like I tell you, you are a great new addition to EA Sports Supercross. I can't wait to see how well you do next year.
The next year, I don't know. I stay in USA. I would like stay for Pro Circuit. Why not?
Good to have you here.
Thanks a lot.
What is one rider's breakthrough race was another's frustrating loss. Branden Jesseman makes the history books. Our next telecast from Texas Stadium, the 125 West finishing up their season, and then the East-West shootout in Las Vegas on May 4th. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more information, log on to ESPN.com.